Um, it's been very hectic the past few days. I know I've been trying to get on for a while, and I just either haven't had something in particular that I needed to work on, or I've been busy doing other stuff. Um, but anyway, wanted to come back on and give you guys a little life update. Um, so anyway, here I am. Um, I have a couple things I'm going to work on tonight. The main thing is I have an order I have to do, which is I have two sweatshirts that they want a little, like an initial and a heart on it. So I have to put that on there, and I need to do some more masks, but I'm not sure that I have the elastic. I'm waiting for some round elastic to come in for the masks. I have been using fold over elastic, but it's a little bit wide, so it doesn't lay on your ears great. It is softer, so that's better. But I think I'm gonna try the round and see if it works better. So anyway, let me get this pulled up, and I will share my screen with you guys so you can kind of see what I'm doing to design um, design this. Okay, so you guys should be able to see this. If not, let me know. Okay, so let me look back at my little paper that she gave me. I think I have a heart design, hopefully, otherwise I'm gonna have to go hunt one down. Let's see. I have heart appliques. I'm trying to think if I have any I could rip off of something else, but I don't know that I do. Ooh, I got an idea. I'm gonna look at my Valentine's Day folder. Let's see. Valentine's. Problem with mine is I have a lot of appliques. I don't need an applique. I need a filled heart. Heart with wings. I'm just gonna rip it off of this one. This is a design I got off of Etsy. One of my all-time favorite designs I've ever gotten, the Bernie Sanders, I'm smitten in my mittens. If you should be able to see it on there. I just thought it was hilarious. I had to get it. So that was my Valentine's Day towel for this year. I'm smitten in my mittens. Okay, so I'm just going to take off everything I don't need. Edit, delete, which leaves me with these hearts. And then if you're using Embrilliance, this is a good way to isolate certain things if you need them from a design. So I just need one heart, so I'm just gonna run it up to my one heart. And go back, and then I'm gonna push stop. And you can just pick whatever color, it doesn't matter. So now that heart is isolated, you can see here. So I can select the other three hearts and delete, and then I can take this, I'm gonna straighten it up. Take this back off. So that's pretty small. I think I'm gonna go probably an inch because I don't want to go too small. Okay. Let me save this heart. Actually, delete that off. I'm going to save the heart so I can use it on my next one. Sorry, I know this is not like super exciting at all, but I've got to get this done so I can finish this fine. Now see, that's an inch. That's not. I don't know. What did I have it on? Maybe I had it on a half. Let me look at. I'm a bad visualizer. So I probably need like, let's say like 3/4 of an inch. I think an inch is going to be a little bit too big. Whoa. I don't know what happened with that A. I will get this eventually, guys. Okay, so there's my A. Here's my heart. I gotta make my heart the same size as the A so I can adjust them simultaneously. What did I say? 3/4 of an inch. I guess that's the max that the heart can go, but that'll be okay. Okay, so let's save as a heart. I don't know if you guys can see this window that I'm in or not. Probably not. Oops, not DST. Yes, okay. And so now I'm going to go to new, close out that one. I'm going to bring back in my heart that I just made. Okay, and then this one is a C. I don't want the heart to be too big. Okay. Okay, that should be about right. So I'm going to save. And then C heart PES. And now I'm done with that. Okay. I should be back to you guys. So I'm going to put this on my USB drive really quickly. I'm hoping that these hoodies will not be too hard to get hooped, but they're pretty big and bulky, so it may turn into a whole fiasco, but we'll see. That's probably my least favorite thing to do ever is hoodies or shirts that don't zip, because then you have to flip it and it's a pain to get aligned. It just, I hate it. It always looks good in the end, but I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm also going. Okay, it's already on there. I've got to remake a sleep mask I made for myself. Let me eject this USB drive and I'll show you. So this is a sleep mask I made for myself, and I did a few things I want to change, but I accidentally got the elastic too long, so I'm just going to cut the elastic off and reuse it so I can tighten it up. But I embroidered on it, but I used black thread. In hindsight, I wish I would have used pink, but I don't know if you could see it. Of course, it's reversed to you guys, but it's the quote from The Office that says, "My mind is going a mile an hour." I just thought that was fitting for a sleep mask. So anyway, I've got to redo that, and I'm going to use pink thread and readjust my elastic. And then I have to do, like I say, I have to do some face masks. I probably will do those tomorrow because, like I said, I'm waiting for my elastic to get delivered, and it should be delivered tomorrow. Okay. I was having some trouble the last time I did some embroidery. My machine was wanting to eat my pull my fabric down in there. I don't even remember what I was embroidering now. But I cleaned my machine out really good, so I think that hopefully fixed the problem. Okay. She wants an AC on the blue hoodie and a C, or an A heart on the blue hoodie and a C heart on the pink hoodie. Okay, we will start with A because why not? Okay, and I think these hoodies are going to be thick enough that I can just use tearaway because they're pretty thick. I feel like if I use cutaway, I'm going to have to use thin cutaway, but I don't think it's going to be strong enough to hold it. The woman that dropped these off said she had originally tried to hand sew this on, and it didn't work how she wanted it to work, so that's why she was bringing it to me. She wants me to see if I can cover up the little spot she messed up, which I should be able to do. I finally got myself some new scissors. These actually came from Dollar Tree, of all places, but they are very sharp and they're the perfect size for trimming. Every once in a while, you can just find some really good things at Dollar Tree. Of course, I try to, get my stabilizer organized, and then it just ends up getting stuck where I can't get it out. Get a few sheets. I'm going to try to reuse one sheet for these hoodies since the embroidery is so small. Obviously, I'm not going to use up the whole sheet. I'm just going to try to peel it off and then just reuse it. Just that would be the best way to go. And I don't have my microphone hooked up. I don't even know what I did with it, y'all. It's been so long since I've been on live that I don't even remember. So, okay. I gotta get a drink. I'm about to die of thirst. Oh, Chrome is telling me it's trying to update. Okay, I'll just worry about that later. So this is the hoodie. Like I say, it's pretty thick. Like this is the hood of it. It's pretty thick and bulky. So, and something I've learned the more I've embroidered, because when I first started embroidery, I thought you had to, which granted I only started with the 4x4 hoop, so that was part of it. I thought you had to align whatever you were embroidering, for instance, a hoodie, had to align it to where the embroidery was on the screen, which is not the case. As long as you get this hoodie in there straight and the area you want embroidered is in the hoop, you can move the design wherever you want. It is so much easier. So I'm just going to make a little mark on mine. I just have this little water-soluble marker. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby. And like I say, she wants it to cover this up, so I'm going to go kind of make like a dot like that. I don't know if you can see it. And that way I know exactly where the middle is, etc., etc. I was really hoping I could do this without having to flip the whole thing, but I think I'm going to have to. And usually if I am doing the hoodie, I just go ahead and flip the arms inside too. That way they are out of the way. Because if you try to leave them in, it has a tendency to want to get caught. Okay, so now I'm inside out. And so you can see this is looking down the neck. There's the hood. So I'm just going to spray some spray some temporary adhesive, and then I'm just going to stick this on there. Like I say, as long as it's stuck straight as far as like up and down and side to side, it's not crooked, you can move your design to wherever your hoodie is or sweatshirt or whatever. I'm trying to decide if I want to put any water soluble on top of this. This is easier said than done. And you can also look at the side of your hoop. Like I have my two little marks to line it up so you can be sure that it's not angled. As long as it's straight all the way up, then you know you've got it. And of course, if it's off slightly, you can always, adjust it side to side on the machine if you need to tilt it at all. Like I say, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell until you get it on the machine. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my little pins and pin it down. You obviously want to pin as close to where it's going to stitch as possible without the pins being in the way, because the closer it is, the more stable it will be. Especially since I'm doing such a small design, if I pinned way out, then it's still going to pull the fabric in the middle. So I want to get those pins as close as I can. Okay. I don't think I'm going to worry about water soluble because this doesn't really have any pile to it. It's just thick. I am going to change my needle because I know it needs to be changed. I can't remember what drawer it was in. Oops. I usually try to change my needle about probably every 3 to 4 projects. Obviously, if you're doing a project that has a lot of really heavy stitching or, a lot of stitches in general, you're going to want to change it more frequently. And you'll be able to tell too if your stitches start to get, uneven or loose, or your thread keeps breaking. It could be time for a needle change. And if you're using temporary adhesive, also be sure that you keep a lookout for like sticky buildup on the needle, because that can affect it too. Okay. So she wants, let's see, white letter on both. And a red heart. Okay. So on this one, the heart stitches first, just because that's the order I put it on the machine, or on the computer, I mean. Okay, now this is the real trick of it, is to get it into the machine without ripping it out of the stabilizer. Let me kind of cut this around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, very carefully. This in here. Okay. Sorry if you hear a noise back there. My dog is running around acting crazy. Okay. So once I kind of get it going, then I can pull it through, but just getting that initial bump out of the way. Like I say, be sure your arms are up out of the way. And if you do all of this and for some reason it's still crooked, just take it off and fix it. Hold on, I'm gonna open the door for my dog. I think she's going outside. Can you take the dog out, please? Get my husband and take the dog out. Okay, and let me pull this over here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about as far as aligning. If it will bend this far. Okay, so here's my little marks I made earlier. So, if you can see on, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Well, you can't really see it good, but I can adjust the design here. So I can go up or down or side to side, or diagonal for that matter, and get it where I need it to be. So I'm just gonna go down and then over until it matches up to where I need it to be. And sometimes it's easier if you put the foot down, because then you can see exactly where it is. Okay, I think that's about perfect. And be sure my stuff is good. Okay, so now I'm just going to stitch this little heart. Okay, so there's that. Now I just have to add the letter A. Okay, cut that. Thread, white thread. Add Actually, I think I'm gonna it's over a little bit farther than what I wanted, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, so there's that. And like I say, you can still see the little blue marks, but it's water soluble, so you can just put a little Q-tip with some water on it and it'll wash right out. Okay, so move this back up here. Okay. So now I'm very carefully going to get this back off. Okay. So now I don't want to have to use a whole new piece of stabilizer, so I'm just going to unpin this and then very carefully peel it up. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's usually pretty easy to peel stuff, especially if it has satin stitching, just because it has such a defined edge. It usually peels up with relatively no force. So now that's what I have. I just have a little hole in it, which is nothing major. And I'm going to trim off these extra threads. I think it's funny now that I do so much embroidery that, like, I see, for instance, on this sweatshirt is a Nike sweatshirt and it has the Nike emblem embroidered on it. And so my first thought is to always turn it around and see what the embroidery looks like on the back to see what kind of a job they did. Which it looks like they did a good job, because this is the reverse. That's the inside, which I think it looks right to you guys because it's reversed, but they did leave some stabilizer in there. And that's the back side of mine. So now, just flip it back around. Pull the sleeves back. I think it came out pretty good. Okay, so now I have to match this to the other sweatshirt, which should be interesting. Because I want them to be, the designs are the same size, but I just need to be sure I get it aligned how it needs to be. Yeah, I might go over a hair more than that, but it's so hard to tell without seeing it, which really, if you're having a lot of trouble getting it aligned, you can always print out the design and use it as a template and make your markings based on the template. Which I don't think I've ever had to do that. Maybe once. But if it's a very space, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not conscious, but like if it relies on being in a certain position, then that's probably a good idea to do that. Okay, I'm gonna flip this one back. I think she wants, okay, the letter and the heart are white on this one. Okay. At least these are pretty simple designs. It's not like a huge monogram or something. So those are hard to finagle. That's a southern word for you, finagle. All right, I can get this pinned, and then we will stitch this, and then I will move on to my little sleep mask. I've gotten addicted to having a sleep mask now. I can't sleep without one. It's just fabulous. If you don't sleep with one, I recommend it. I have trouble sleeping anyway, so that seems to help kind of, like, even if I open my eyes, I can't just lay there and like look around the room because they're covered up. So it kind of helps me just be able to relax and go on to sleep. Okay, let me turn this back around. Sorry, my camera keeps glitching. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, let me snake this up through here. This is one of the really big downsides of having a single needle machine. With a multi-needle, you don't have this problem. Okay, and I always try to run my hand around. Be sure I don't have any fabric caught underneath. Make sure it's not caught on the arm. Okay, she does want a white heart, correct? Yes, white heart, white C. Okay. I know this is not the best camera angle, but it doesn't take very long to stitch, and then I'll move on to something more exciting. and I will be done. Okay. That was surprisingly easier than anticipated, but I'm not mad about it. I'm hoping I might be able to squeak a sleep mask out of the stabilizer. Just because I hate wasting stabilizer. So that's what I have right now, just the two little holes out of it. So I think I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Flip this back around. Okay, so I have a bunch of scrap pieces of tearaway, for instance, this. So what I'm going to do is take this and take some temporary adhesive and just put that over there. And it'll be good as new. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the first thing for the sleep mask is just the placement stitch. And this design is actually kind of the Frankenstein design of a few things that I pulled apart. Let's see. The actual sleep mask is a design from Planet Applique, and actually this one is for the unicorn sleep mask, but I just obviously didn't stitch the horn in the ears, and I just deleted off the face and was just left with the sleep mask. And then I went back in and added my own embroidery to the design. So let's cut this elastic off of this one. I'll reuse that. Okay. And then I usually use, if I can find it, here it is. Batting to go inside the sleep mask. You don't, if you're going to use mink for like the outer fabric or something like that, you don't necessarily need batting, but I'm just going to use regular quilter's cotton. So I need something to kind of beef it up, because otherwise it will let the light in and defeat the whole purpose. So and batting, you can get batting pretty cheap. This is what's it called? Warm and cotton or something like that. I think I got it from Walmart. It was only like $5 for a bag, and it lasts a pretty long time. I mean, obviously, if you're doing quilting or something, that's going to require a lot more, and it's not going to last as long. But that one pack is lasting forever. Get my fabric. So I'm going to use the same fabric, leopard fabric. I think this came from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so let me flip you guys down here. Whoops, I'm gonna lose my whole setup. Okay, so this is what I have. You have the placement stitch there, then I laid the batting down, and then I'm putting my nice fabric on top, which actually I think, because I kind of learned the hard way on the last one, I'm going to put some temporary adhesive between the layers because it wanted to pull last time and my embroidery did not come out the greatest. So I'm going to try this time and see if it helps hold it. To help keep it from moving around. Okay, so I have my 2 layers on there. So now let's see. Gotta figure out what kind of pink I want to do. I really want a hot pink, but that might be too much. I don't know. So that's a neon, which I almost feel like is too bright. I don't know if I have enough of that, and I don't feel like this is quite bright enough. I'm gonna go with the neon. I very rarely use neon thread. I bought a bunch of it when I first started embroidering because I loved the colors and I thought, oh, I'll use this a ton, but I just have not ever used it very much. I've used metallic thread a little bit, but that requires a special kind of patience to use metallic thread. If you've ever used it, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is just tack down. Yeah, I think that pink will show up nicely. You can tell my favorite color is pink. Pink on my nails, and pink on my sleep mask. That's very, I know, cliche for a girl's favorite color to be pink, but I just love pink. Okay, so now I'm going to do my stitching for my quote. If you want to add any other personalization, this is the step you're going to add it after. You're going to have your placement stitch, your tack down stitch, and then add your personalization. I mean, as long as it fits on the sleep mask, you can add pretty much whatever you want. Oh, hi, Angela. Yes, I'm back on finally. It's been a while. I've been very busy, but I am back just working on a few things. If you're just tuning in, I'm working on fixing a sleep mask I made because this is the one I made and I used black for the embroidery and you couldn't really see it, so I'm switching to pink. So let me let this go in. Which for some reason I added all of these words on here and they all stitch in reverse. I don't know why. It starts with the end of the phrase and stitches back to the beginning. I don't know why it got reversed, but somehow it did. I really want to come up with some more quotes or sayings or funny things I can put on sleep masks because Sleep masks have been a hot seller in my Etsy shop, believe it or not. Turn you guys back up here so you don't have to just stare at nothing for 10 minutes. But, sorry, this keeps moving. Sleep masks have been a huge seller. The ones I use are from Planet Applique. I have a cat, a deer, and a unicorn. The unicorn has been by far the best seller. I've sold probably 15 of them in the past maybe 2 or 3 months. I've sold a lot. So I'm hoping I can do this one because this is the quote from The Office, which obviously is a popular show. So I'm going to sew this one and add a picture of it. And then I'm hoping if you have any suggestions of quotes or funny things I can put on a sleep mask, please let me know. But hopefully I'll get those listed soon. I'm trying to come up with some more ideas of kind of new and unique things I can put in my Etsy shop. It's finally getting relatively expanded now. I think I've got, I don't know if I have 100 items in there yet. I think I've got about 75 or 80 items in my Etsy shop right now. Which, if you're interested and want to check it out, it is Erin's Embroidery 912 on Etsy. You can just go to the search bar on Etsy and search Erin's Embroidery 912, and it will bring up my shop. I don't think I really have any other big projects I'm working on right now. I did recently buy some design files for in the hoop earrings, which are really cute. So I'm going to make those and list them in my Etsy shop as well. And they came from Embroidery, was it Embroidery Library? It was either Embroidery Library or Urban Threads, but I think it was Embroidery Library. But I'll do a tutorial whenever I make those, because I'm sure they're very easy. And then I'm going to list those in my Etsy shop as well. I'm trying to come up with some more spring things, summer things, more florals, more sunshine, stuff like that to sell. I might make some little like phone and ID like holders like you take to the beach. It's made out of vinyl. Helps keep the sand out. I'm definitely liking this pink better. Let me show you guys. You can see the pink is so much better. Which I don't know why I didn't think to do pink in the beginning. So I was like, oh, I'll do either white or black. But then I was like, I don't think I'll like how white looks. So I just did black, but then you can see it. So anyway. And this is the elastic I use on the back of the sleep mask. It's just fold over elastic. I get it from Once Upon a Time Supply. I think is the name of it. Yes, Once Upon a Time Supply. It's on Etsy. Which actually, I just have a whole new package from them. I have not opened yet. So let's open it and see what I got. I mean, I know it's elastic, but I usually get the grab bags because you can get, I think it's 10 yards for maybe like $8. It's not very expensive. And they have extremely fast shipping. I cannot reiterate that enough. They have extremely fast shipping. I think I ordered this on, what is today? Today's Sunday. I think I ordered this on Tuesday or Wednesday, and it got here yesterday. I think so. It was only like 2 or 3 days, like 2 days. But yeah, this is the grab bag. You get all of these nice colors, and they come in long pieces. For instance, this yellow. You get a really long, I think it's 3 feet. They're 3 feet pieces, and you get 10 yards, not 10 feet, 10 yards. So that's 30 feet. That would be 10 pieces. right? Yeah, 10 pieces of elastic. They also have grab bags of patterned elastic, which is really cute. They have some with like soccer balls, with leaves, polka dot, stripe, chevron pattern, zebra print, all the kinds of things. And they also have the round elastic that I ordered that I'm waiting on. They have just regular, like, your stereotypical elastic that's just like rectangle. But they carry pretty much, and they also carry a bunch of like charms and stuff too that are really pretty. I haven't ordered any of those, but they do have a very good selection, so I definitely recommend them. Once Upon a Time Supply on Etsy. And you don't have to get the grab bag. You can just order however many yards of a single color, but I just like the grab bag because I like to be surprised. You're just trucking on along. Sorry, I don't really have anything exciting to talk about. The weather was really nice here today, though. We got to go outside and took my daughter on a walk and took her to the park. It was fun. She just turned 3 in September, so she's definitely got her own attitude. She keeps us busy, but I hope I have just thought of that fabric for the back of this. I think I do. Let me catch you guys on this so you can watch for a second so I can go look. Okay. Sorry, I don't ever have a good way to adjust this thing. Yes, I do. I thought I had more of the pink. I could have sworn I had some and stuck it somewhere, but who knows where that is. Wait. Oh, here it is. My pink jersey. I was like, I know I have some. I'm not crazy. Yeah, this is just a jersey knit I got from Hobby Lobby. This one's pretty thin. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry, my thing is glitching out. Let me give it a second to see if it will catch up. But yeah, this came from Hobby Lobby. It was not expensive, and it works just fine. And that's what I use for the inside liner of the mask. We don't have too much left. for the inside of the mask, you will need, oh, this piece is long enough. It is. For this particular mask design, this one came from Planet Applique. Sorry, I've got an itch on my eye. If you didn't see the beginning of this video, I was talking about this sleep mask design was the brainchild of several different designs, but the main sleep mask body came from Planet Applique. It was the unicorn sleep mask, and I just didn't stitch the horns or the ears, horn or ears, and then I just deleted off the eyes and any other embroidery that was on the face, and just saved the blank sleep mask design, and then went back and added my own personalization. So anyway, for the Planet Applique sleep mask design, you'll need 3 pieces of jersey. One just goes directly onto the back of the mask to cover the whole thing, and then you have 2 folded pieces. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing it, so I will show you guys when I put it on there. I'm going to lay this out over here really quick so I can cut this. You guys can watch this for a second. So we're almost done. We're good. Okay. So now I have my fabric cut. So I have one piece, it's long, that will just cover the back of it, and then I have 2 other pieces that are the same size, also long, and those will make the pocket. Like I say, it's hard to explain it without showing it, so I'll just show you. Okay. We've got 2 letters left. We're almost done. After the personalization, the next step, or actually 2 steps, are going to be for the elastic placement and tacking. I'll put the camera back over there and show you guys. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, we've got 1 letter left, and then I'll show you the elastic. To go back and trim all these little rogue threads. It'll be okay. Okay. Finally done. Okay, so the elastic I'm using, like I say, is this fold over elastic. Let's see if I can get you that in closer. which I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but it has a pretty side and a not really ugly side, but there's a shiny side and a matte side. So I want the shiny side on the outside. So I'm going to put it upside down. So if your elastic does have a pretty side or a nice side, it needs to go face down. The first thing I'm going to stitch is just the placement stitch for the elastic, and then I will tack it down. Okay, so now pretty side down. I'm going to overlap the line by about a third of an inch, something like that, half an inch, and then just tack it down. And then I always stop the machine while it goes to the next one, just so I have enough time to get everything lined up. So I'm just going to pull this on through. Do the same thing on this side. You want to be sure you overlap it a decent amount. You don't have to overlap it a ton, but you just want it enough so that it won't pull out after you stitch it. Sorry, my camera is not focusing. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had my hand in the way. Okay, so now you have your elastic on, so you need to take a piece of tape and tape this down so it doesn't get caught and sewn into the rest of the stitching. So that right there. Okay, so let me see if I can show you guys what to do. So I'm going to flip it over to the back. This is what I have. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my one piece and I'm just going to use some temporary adhesive and cover it up. I can find my temporary adhesive. Here it is. And if you're using this type of jersey, it's really thin, so it does not take much temporary adhesive. Just stick it on there. Which really, hindsight, I probably should have used cutaway or wash away because the tearaway makes it kind of crunchy. But since this is just for myself, I don't really care. Okay, so I have this. Now everything is covered up. Now, okay, I'm trying to remember, so I'm not looking at directions. Okay, so now you have that and you flip it back over. I'm going to go ahead and stitch this next step, which really you could have stitched this before you put the piece on the back, but I forgot, so I'm stitching it now. But this is just an alignment stitch for the next step that I'll show you. So, put this back in here. How well you can see it, but it put a line here and a line on the bottom. So now what you're going to do with your other piece of the fabric you cut should be long rectangle pieces. You're going to fold it in half. So then you have your folded edge here, which I did a terrible job of that. Fix it. And you're going to put one on one side, and you want it to just overlap those placement stitches, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to fold it, and take your folded edge, and I like to overlap them a little bit. You don't have to, but I just find that it holds better and doesn't pull out It doesn't have such a tendency to pull out if you overlap it. So now you've got that on there, so now you're just gonna sew the last step, which is to sew it all together. And then this opening here is where you'll flip it. To bulk your mask up, you could always add more batting to the back or add it in between these layers. But my face tends to get hot at night, so I don't like to add any more than needs to be added. I just like enough to block the light. Okay. I always pause it when I get to this so I don't sew over the edge. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, and here's my last little trick for this. Sometimes, as you can see here, the fabric kind of gets bunched so it doesn't sew really great. So I run it back to the very last step again, and I just sew the first little part of it. So it really goes over that flap so it doesn't rip. So I just go about right there, stop it, and just cut the thread. Just that way you get that extra reinforcement. Okay, so get you back up here again. So this is what I have. This is the top, and then this is the back side. So now I'm just going to take it out. Take my nice big scissors and just cut it out. And just be sure when you cut it, I'll show you. You don't want to cut too close to the stitching because it will pull apart. So that's about how much of an edge I leave. About a little less than 1/4 of an inch. Like I say, you don't have to use necessarily this quilter's cotton or jersey, whatever. Minky works really well if you want it to be really dark and very, very light blocking. Sorry, this thing is not one to cut good. Jersey has a tin roll up, which makes it kind of difficult to work with sometimes. The thinner jersey, the thicker jersey, not so much. Okay, I'm just going to go back and kind of trim it up a little bit. Okay, so this is what I have now. There's a side with a flap. That's the other side. So now you're just going to take this and just open it and then just flip it through. And like I say, just be careful when you're flipping and don't put too much stress on those the edges of the flaps, because sometimes they do have a tendency to want to rip. Okay, So now this is what I have. That's the back. And the pocket is there so you can actually put a cold pack in it. Yeah, so anyway, there's my little sleep mask. I think that's all I'm gonna work on for tonight. Um, it's what time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock here, so it's starting to get kind of late. Um, I'm not sure when I'll be back on again. Like I say, I haven't had too many projects I've really been working on lately. I'm kind of just a little break from everything. Um, but I was gonna say I'll try to keep you updated, but I don't really have a way to do that. You can notifications for my YouTube channel and I guess for my Twitch channel as well. Um, and then whenever I go live, you'll get a notification. Um, but thanks for watching. I know this wasn't the most exciting video ever, but hopefully you learned a little bit of something. If it was just about placement or adding personalization or anything like that. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll do my best to help you or point you in the direction of someone that can. Um, yeah, I hope everybody has a good night and be safe out there. Don't get the Rona. Bye, guys.